Welcome to the Feminine Truth Podcast with Mary Miranda, a place where you can reconnect with your wild, cyclical, and fierce truth. I am Mary Miranda, a mentor, guide, healer, and intuitive coach. I guide women on a journey of remembrance, reconnection, and embodiment of their inner feminine truth. Join me each week to tap into raw, unedited, and unfiltered sacred conversations to help women tap into their inner feminine truth to become bold, unshakable, and apologetic in who they truly are. Let's jump into today's sacred conversation. Welcome back to the Feminine Truth Podcast with your host, Mary Miranda. This is the official trailer for season 3 of this podcast, and I am so excited to be back. And as always, the intention of this podcast is to provide wisdom, advice, tips, and knowledge to help women heal and step into their feminine truth, power, and become unshakable, unapologetic, and bold in who they are. It is also my main intention to bring value to women's lives and help them become their best versions. Who they are is already good enough. It's already the best that they could be. But we can also love and accept and be so in love with who we are while working to become our best versions, because we all have work to do. We all have maybe some healing to do a little bit, or improvements, or maybe if you love who you are, that is amazing. But I always believe that we can be our best versions and we can always become someone even better, someone that we are so madly in love with. I also want to have real conversations that are unedited, unfiltered, and highly vulnerable, that feel like you are talking to me, that we are talking like we're having coffee, and creates this beautiful, intimate moment. We can either be drinking coffee, a mocktail, a glass of wine, and just enjoying a deep conversation. I am all about those conversations that are full of depth and substance, and you are vulnerable and open, and you don't feel afraid, and you feel safe sharing whatever it is on your mind. I want to talk about topics that are more like on the taboo side, things that people are so afraid to say. This season, I will be sharing more solo episodes to share more of my journey, my process, my experience, and how I have moved through so many things. The main reason why I created this podcast is because I wanted to find a community of beautiful and amazing women who have gone through or are going through things that I have gone through or currently are going through. And so we don't feel alone, because a lot of times it feels like you're the only one going through so many things. So I want to create a space that is safe, that is vulnerable, that we can all connect, so we don't feel like we're on this journey alone. So thank you so much for following this podcast. Or if you encounter and found this podcast, thank you so much for following me. Thank you so much for subscribing and leaving any reviews if you have. It would mean so much to me if you share with anyone or in your social media if any episode has helped you, or any sort of information or piece of knowledge that you heard on an episode, if it helped you in any way or if it could help someone else. If you can please share this with that person or in your social media. And if you feel called to do it from your heart, please leave a review so more people can find this podcast. And you can also help me in ways that if this is resonating with you, if not, like what ways can I improve on? What topics do you want me to talk about? I would love to hear, because I want to create episodes and podcasts that are really going to bring value and help women so we can heal and walk this journey together. I want to create content that it's really going to help you. So it would really mean the world to me if you find me on social media, if you follow me. All the details for our social media links is going to be on the show notes of this podcast, and you can share with me your insights, anything that it's in your heart. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for taking the time and energy out of your day to listen to my voice, to listen to the content, to listen to the experts I bring in, or to listen to any guests that I bring into my podcast. And if you resonated, thank you so much for being here. Pouring my heart and my soul to this beautiful project that I created over 2 years ago because I wanted to share my journey. And I have not shared everything that I've been through, but now I'm ready to create more of that content for you so you don't feel alone. And I feel like a lot of the things that I've gone through are going to resonate with so many women and are going to help so many women. And just remember, you're not alone on this journey. We're walking together. Thank you so much for listening, and I thank you so much for being part of this conversation on the Feminine Truth Podcast. This podcast is for you, for me, for us, for the Feminine Collective. Thank you for spending your time and energy with us. I so appreciate it. Please, it would mean so much if you could share this in your Instagram stories, in your Facebook stories, or everywhere so this message gets spread and others can find this podcast and this conversation. And if you feel like someone needs to hear this message, please share with them. I would be so grateful for you, and let us know your thoughts, how this has helped you, how you connected with this topic, or how this has felt in your body. And lastly, if you feel the pull, I would be immensely grateful if you could take the time to leave a review so more people can find my podcast and this conversation. I'm sending you so much love, and I'll see you on the next episode.